Rafael.
Hello, Joseph. How have you been? What's
Hey.
new? How's life on Earth?
Whoa, tell me, where you at now?
Joseph, I'm in a secret military installation in deep space. I can't discuss it. Your life is at risk.
Why the hell are you talking to me then?
Because this is very, very important. I need to know your top 10 boxing, whatever.
So
Listen, I just leveled 9 planets this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, 10 planets, it turns out. So how was
Can
your
you name
weekend?
it? Wait, hang on. Before you go, can you name those planets?
No, we give them numbers, Joseph. That's how it works.
Just like on this show, we give them numbers. How was you? Besides leveling planets, did you have sex with any alien females?
I tried, but no, Joseph, I did not. I'm sorry. I
Couldn't
tried.
find a hoe?
No, but did you hear that the U.S. is now claiming to have, in fact, several different vehicles deemed UFOs? Are you aware of this, Joseph? It's very, very
No, I did not. Did you? Is that like super agent clearance stuff that I'm not supposed to know about?
well. It was for many years until this past week when the U.S. and your Trump administration decided to reveal it to regular laymen, let's say. Anyway, Joseph, how was your weekend? Did anybody win your fabulous contests? I hear there
No,
were millions and millions of people applying, liking, and subscribing. Who won, Joseph? What's the story with that?
no. We still don't have 1,000 subscribers.
That's
We still
impossible.
have the Careless Treasures basket of goodies. Now, this is how it's going to work. Just like last week, we said, go on our Facebook page, Careless Treasure Shop, like it. We can talk about that here. We can't go on Facebook and tell you to like it. Anyway, grab your friends, tell them to subscribe to this YouTube page, and what you can win is NASCAR Heat 5, Rage, Fallout 3, 3 months of Xbox Go, a $75 Visa gift card, and 5
Joseph,
championship rings. Hold on, Raphael.
I'm 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 getting a message from Bill Gates himself. He said he will have you executed tonight if you keep calling it Xbox Go. It's in fact Xbox Live. You're pissing off the wrong people, Joseph.
And we got 5 championship rings. So if you're a New York Mets fan, which not many people are, you got 3 of these.
Those are actually really nice, Joseph.
Yeah, and then we got the LSU championship ring right here. Bam.
Can I see that Mets ring again?
Which one? There's 3 of them.
Can I see all 3 of them?
There's 1. There's 2.
I like that one.
And that's 3. But you're a Yankees fan. You don't give me.
Are those all Mets rings?
Yes.
Huh. All from the 86 championship win?
Well, like this one's from 2015.
Do you have a 1986 Bill Buckner Mets ring? That was a trick question, Joseph.
This is a Darryl Strawberry. I don't watch baseball.
I see that.
Darryl Strawberry. This one is, I can't tell. They don't. Anyway, it's New York Mets. And then we also have this piece of shit.
Who's that?
That's,
Auburn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they have technically 1. They like to say they have 2. It happened in the 50s, but it really don't count. But it's funny because Alabama has 17 championships and Auburn has 1, and they talk so much trash over that 1. I mean, they had to pay. I mean, they paid big money for that championship ring.
Right.
Big money. Cam Newton that was like his biggest payday.
Hey, do you think Cam Newton will be something to watch with the Patriots?
Yeah, Cam Newton is a very good quarterback. I have total faith in him. I think he's going to do great with the Patriots.
Hey, Joseph, Why don't you tell me what you know about boxing?
We're just gonna move along. We're not gonna reconnect after 1 week. You've been gone for like a month now in space, and we're just
Well,
not gonna reconnect.
Bill, in space, time goes by a lot faster. So for you, it's been 3 weeks. For me, it's been 7 years, Joseph.
Actually, it's been 1 week.
Right. Nah, who keeps track of this shit? Back to boxing.
All right. So this week I get the top 10 back. The last 2 weeks you had the top 10. So this list was actually the hardest list I ever had to do. Without a
Really?
shadow of a doubt. Yes, it was hard.
Why is that, Joseph?
Because there's so many great heavyweight champions.
Joseph,
And
does that mean you're going to name a bunch of people nobody but you and Google know? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
if you're a boxing fan, you're gonna know these people.
Okay. The fact that you refer to them as these people means only you and Google know who these people are.
So usually, usually I do 2 honorable mentions, but on this one I had to do 4. I had to
Okay.
do 4.
All right.
I cannot leave these people off.
Now, are we going to go with heavyweights or are we going with any
Heavyweights.
Yes. Okay.
Heavyweights. So the first 4, I'm not gonna give them the records or anything like that on this. I'm just gonna name them. The the 4 honorable mentions are Joe Frazier.
Wait a second. Joe Frazier, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, is just an honorable mention in your list, Joseph?
Our list.
Joseph, if I were any closer to Earth, I'd bomb it just for you saying that. Eliminate 7 people.
The other honorable mention was Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes still gets more weight than Joe Frazier, according to your list, Joseph?
No. They're honorable mentions. They are ranked the same. All of these guys are number 11.
Okay. Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes.
The
I believe
next
Larry
one,
Holmes, Easton, Pennsylvania. It's a little town about 2 hours east of New York City.
that's good. That's great. Now, keep in mind, Larry Holmes and Joe Frazier and a lot of professional people, Ring Magazine, everybody, they're in the top 10. They just didn't make our top 10.
You mean
The next one is Gene Tunney.
Mhm.
And last and certainly not least, number 11, all these guys are number 11, the honorable mentions, Sonny Liston.
Sonny Liston was a great fighter.
Yeah. These guys should have made the top 10. I didn't have no room. I didn't have no room, Rafael.
I have a good.
If you're watching, if you're watching, you're like, oh my God, they didn't make the top 10. Look, they deserve to be in the top 10. These 4 fighters should be in the top 10. However, I had hundreds of heavyweight champions that I had to choose from, and my calculations didn't add up. I had to.
That's what I'm saying.
Shut up. So, are you ready for the top 10?
Yes, Joseph. I'm eager. I'm on pins and needles over here in space, minding my own business.
All right. Down to the list. Yes, I write this shit down. I don't go off the old noggin.
Joseph, do you remember NASA? You don't remember NASA?
It's still a thing here in Earth, Rafael.
Is it really? I thought they were done. All right, whatever.
No, it's July still. Well, technically, when we're recording this, it's July, but it's August now. I don't know what year it is up in space.
You still drinking that same bottle of moonshine?
That's right.
18 years later?
You haven't aged a bit, Rafael.
Yeah.
So
number 10.
Number 10, Vladimir Klitschko.
Vladimir Klitschko, the Russian?
Vladimir.
What?
It's not Vladimir, it's Vladimir. The W is a V.
It's like Vladimir, but with a W.
Right.
Right.
You said ride a deer. You want to ride a deer?
Yeah. Anyway, he was dating Hayden Panettiere. Remember Hayden Panettiere?
Yes, but that's not the reason why he made top 10. This is the reason why he made the top 10. 65. He brought up some bullshit. Top 10.
Joseph, I'm going to give you the real facts. The reason why he was a champion is because he fought a bunch of nobodies and there was no real contenders in the heavyweight division. Now back to your list.
Well, he was 64-5 in his professional career. Gold medal in 1996. Longest combined world championship reign in heavyweight history, and the longest unified champion reign ever in the history of boxing. So that's the reason why he made the top 10.
Well, and I'm saying he made your top 10 because he was fighting a bunch of nobodies with no real skill. Bunch of paper champions, Joseph.
Hey, we got
to stick to that.
You cannot say that man was not a great boxer.
He was a great boxer, but he was fighting against people that were far inferior to his skills. And
did you see the ass whooping his brother gave Lennox Lewis?
Yeah, it doesn't count. His brother.
I know it doesn't count. He lost, but
like name 3 big fights that Klitschko had that are worth mentioning. That you can even Google and see how he won. You
Shannon
can't.
Briggs.
Shannon Briggs, Brooklyn.
I think they fought.
The guy with my left hand.
Hey, Shannon Briggs is now. Even now, he's No, they didn't fight. They didn't fight him and Shannon Briggs. I know Shannon Briggs was looking for a fight with him.
Shannon Briggs
will actually go to his gym and say, "What's up, champ? What's up, champ? Let's go, champ."
Joseph, if I knew what gym you went to, I would go and do that to you. But I got a feeling you don't go to many gyms, Joseph. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I got a feeling that space has a ceiling.
Joseph, everything has a ceiling. I'm at the end of space. Number 9.
Number 9. Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis.
Yes, Lennox Lewis. 41-2-1 draw, which technically speaking, that one draw he won. Gold medal in 1988. I'm sorry?
Why do you say that if you just admitted it was a draw?
Because on the record books, it's a draw.
But you just said you won.
Yes, it was the Evander Holyfield.
Now, Joseph.
It was the Evander Holyfield Lennox Lewis fight, the first one, and it's to unify the championship belts, and they gave it a draw. And really, Lennox Lewis won that fight.
Okay.
So,
did you know that Lennox Lewis left boxing? I would say prematurely, but because of it, he still has all of his senses, and he can make a complete thought and express it without stumbling or stuttering the way people in Alabama do.
Gold medal in 1988, and he was a 3-time heavyweight champion.
3-time. Fought Tyson.
Yes, he fought Tyson. Yes, thank you, Rafael. There's that ceiling again. Number 8, Evander Holyfield, the real deal.
The real deal Holyfield. Say what? That was a joke, Joseph.
Yes. 44-10-2 draws. The only person to ever held the heavyweight championship 4 times. And he beat a Puerto Rican to win that championship. Technically speaking, he really didn't beat that Puerto Rican. Ruiz really won that fight. Ruiz.
Can't say I know who that is.
I forgot his first name, but he was heavyweight. He beat Holyfield in the rematch. But only fighter to ever beat, only heavyweight champion to ever win the belt 4 times. So that's historic. Holyfield was a great champion. His battles with Riddick Bowe were legendary. Everybody had their ear on the screen when he fought Tyson. So anyway, yeah. He got number 8. Any comments about Evander Holyfield?
I liked Holyfield. I think he's still in great shape. I hear he's probably going to make a comeback sometime soon. Much like Tyson.
Mike Tyson Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. are gonna go into an expedition.
Joseph, if you were
Not
a gambler
expedition, but I
and
can't talk.
you were gonna bet all of Carolyn's treasure shop gifts on, who would you say is gonna win the fight?
Roy Jones Jr.
Joseph, I will gladly wager you.
All right, I
In you,
got 50 on it. I got 50 with somebody else. You want to take that? I'll take your money too.
I will gladly take your money, Joseph.
Because you got to understand, Roy Jones Jr. last fight was 2018.
Okay, and he got murdered.
No, I think he won that fight. I'm not
Mm,
sure. I have to check
yeah,
it out.
that's exactly why I'm gonna win, Joseph.
Okay, $50.
I was gonna say 100, but that's fine. I'll take your 50
Well,
bucks.
I got 50 with somebody else, so 50. I don't
All
make
right.
the money.
Okay, fair enough. I say Mike Tyson by the 4th round against Roy Jones in an
I,
exhibition match. So you
and
figure
they
back.
hey, by the way, what I heard that they're taking out knockouts. You can't go for the knockout.
Then what's the point of having a boxing fight? Why don't we call it slap boxing? Why don't they just get in a
Oh,
pool and splash each other?
call it for what you will, but what I heard as of right now on this recording, you can't go for the knockout.
Joseph, are you getting your news from Don Lemon at CNN again? Because this sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
All right, number 7. You ready for number 7?
Yes.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson from 1903.
His record is 70 wins, 11 losses, 11 draws. First ever African American heavyweight champion. Fought what was dubbed the fight of the century in 1910 against James Jeffries. Now,
Yeah.
a little historic fact: in 2018, President Trump pardoned Jack Johnson. Now, this. Here's the thing about this pardon: for over 70 years, celebrities and politicians have been trying to get him pardoned, and finally, in 2018, with the help of Lennox Lewis and other boxing greats and Sylvester Stallone, President Trump finally did the right thing and pardoned Jack Johnson for something he didn't do.
Can I ask you, what was it that he was accused of doing, Joseph? Did you
He
do your
was
homework?
he basically gave a ride to a white woman, and I think they said he raped her or something like that. I really didn't. Basically, but he didn't do it, and they finally pardoned him. And you know, good. One of the things that President Trump did right, and thanks to Sylvester Stallone and everybody in the Boston community to bringing that to his attention, because Jack Johnson was a great champion, and he should not, his name should not be tarnished in that light.
He did, and why would it matter, Joseph?
Well, hell, just about 10 years ago, they were going to pardon Billy the Kid. The governor of New Mexico was thinking about pardoning him. People, I don't
Isn't
know
this
how they.
all earthling stupidity, Joseph?
What is what it is. Shit. What do you want me to do about it? Yeah.
Joseph, what's that?
Huh? I
What's
said, what
that?
do you want me to do? What do you want me to do about it?
I say we exhume Jack Johnson's body and ask him. I have space technology that will revive him so he can answer your questions, Joseph. And he can subscribe to Carolyn's Treasure Shop YouTube page. That's what everybody's doing.
He may can win the Carolyn's Treasures basket of goodies.
Listen, that 86 men's ring is looking right.
We can show him the video. Number 6. You ready for number 6?
I'm eagerly awaiting number 6, Joseph.
This may be a little controversial.
Uh-oh.
Some people say he probably need to be in the top 5. Are you ready for this?
Is it Tua from Hawaii?
No, it's not Tua. It's not Tua.
Is what I'm saying.
You ready for number 5? I mean, you ready for number 6?
Brawler?
Huh?
Is it the Brooklyn Brawler? All right.
Number 6. Mike Tyson.
Wait a second. Arguably the best boxer in the last 200 years is your number 6, is what you're saying. to me while I'm here in outer space.
First of all, nobody's ever argued that he's the best boxer ever in the history of boxing.
But he made your number 6.
Yes.
That means the 5 that you're claiming are better than Mike Tyson.
Yes. Historically, yes. I go by history.
I vote to dismiss your list in its entirety. You should apologize to the fans and give away more free stuff, Joseph.
This is the guy that put David Hasselhoff at number 8 in the top 10 best male actors.
Apples and oranges, Joseph.
This is the same man that put Robert De Niro in the top 10. He deserves to be, but damn, Robert De Niro deserves to be in the top 3.
Listen, Thomas Cruise
Maybe the top 5.
Makes movies for everybody. That's all I'm going to say
You
about
don't put Tom Cruise. You left off Martin Brando. You left off Al Pacino. You left off so many great actors for Tom Cruise.
Joseph, can you name 4 Marlon Brando movies? That's exactly why he didn't make the list.
You didn't give me time to answer. But since you didn't give me time to answer, I'm not going to name them.
That's a Democrat reasoning, Joseph.
So Mike Tyson, 50-6, youngest heavyweight champion fighter to hold the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles all together. One hell of a knockout punch. Beat Larry Holmes. Beat
destroyed everybody.
He destroyed everybody until he got to Holyfield and Lennox Lewis.
It was Buster Douglas, but whatever.
I said Holyfield and Lennox Lewis.
But it was Buster.
I think if he could have fought Buster Douglas again, he would have beat Buster Douglas. Hell, Holyfield beat Buster Douglas.
I agree. I just think it was the best day of Buster Douglas' life, and it was the worst day of Mike Tyson's life that particular day. But if you look at that video, the referee you could have counted to 13 for Buster Douglas when Mike Tyson knocked him down. And I believe that's all suspect, and Tyson should have won that fight. It was rigged, and I'm shocked and appalled that he's your number 6, Joseph.
He made number 6, and here's why. Because here's number 5.
Let me guess. It's going to be Cotto or something, right?
Jack Dempsey.
Oh, vey.
68-6, former world champion from 1919 to 1926. He was a cultural icon in the 1920s. Had the first $1 million gate against Georges Carpentier. I think I said his name. He was French, I think. I don't know. Yeah, Jack Dempsey. Number 5.
That's great. Jack Dempsey. So Jack Dempsey was a champion during the worst economic turmoil in U.S. history. And that's why he was a champion, because there was nothing else to do, because there was no TV. So on the radio, all you could do was listening to boxing fights. And that's why Jack Dempsey was the man. But how does he trump Mike Tyson? Very, very suspect. Number 4, Joseph.
For one reason, he held the championship for 7 years.
7 years of nothing because the whole world was on pause.
He fought some of the greats, Rafael.
Name 2 of the greats he faced.
I didn't write it down.
Yeah, because there weren't any.
There was a lot of great boxers at that time.
Like who?
What's that Russian's name? Max?
Vladimir Klitschko?
No, shut up. Anyway.
I don't think Vladimir Klitschko could have beat him.
Number 4. You ready for number 4?
I was born ready, Joseph.
Now, this one you can't dispute.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The master of the grills, George Foreman.
Okay. So
76 and 5. Former 2-time heavyweight champion, oldest heavyweight champion to ever win the heavyweight championship at 45 by beating Michael Moore. Your comments?
That was a great fighter. And the best part about him winning the heavyweight title when he was 45 was there was a come-upping for him because he was fighting nobodies for a long time, eventually getting up to Michael Moore and beating Michael Moore. And that was a great fight.
He didn't fight nobody. He fought Holyfield.
No, I know. I'm talking about when he was 45. And by this time, Michael Moore was the best guy in boxing at that point.
Oh,
no,
yeah, Michael Moore was a beast.
Moore, he was great. Hopefully he didn't make your list. I got a feeling he did. But what I'm saying is, even the aliens are laughing over here. You should see them. Everybody's mocking your list, Joseph. I don't know why. It's crazy. Anyway, he was very, very impressive. And then, obviously, he's taken a lot of hits to the head because he named all his kids George, which is very, very odd. But then he hits it out of the park with his George Foreman grill, which, by the way, is a great, great grill. I don't know if you have one or if you're giving away one with your Karen's Treasure Shop sweepstakes. That's what I heard, but I'm in outer space. What do I know?
No, you heard wrong. But I do have a story about the George Foreman grill. Now, this is allegedly true.
Okay.
You know the grill who's the first person they offered the grill to?
I got a feeling this is going to be a really long story, Joseph.
No, just answer the question. Do you know who they offered the grill to?
I'm going to say Paul Wall in Alabama.
No. So the same company that did the grill had two items, a blender and a grill. And the first person they called for the what is now known as the George Foreman grill, the first person they called was no other than the #1 professional wrestler of all time, Hulk Hogan. But allegedly, Hulk Hogan didn't pick up the phone. So they called George Foreman, and he picked up the phone, and he got the grill, and Hulk Hogan got the blender. Now George Foreman is a billionaire, and Hulk Hogan is just a millionaire.
Is it true that you have the Hulk Hogan blender?
No, I do not.
Number 3, Joseph. Michael Moore.
Number 3. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. Because these guys, all 3 of these guys could be #1. So so some people may disagree with me, but number three on our list, the one that we did together. Well, I did, but you're getting credit for it. There's that damn ceiling again. I think you're tricking the audience. I don't think you're really in space, Rafael.
Joseph, let's focus on Mike Tyson.
Tyson's gone, man. We're on number 3. Number 3, Joe Louis.
Joe Louis.
66-3, world champion from 1933 to 1949, multiple-time fighter of the year by Ring Magazine. Joe Louis, one of the greatest of all time. A lot of people will argue saying that he would probably be #1. Your take, Rafael?
The truth is, I can't speak intelligently on Joe Louis because he was way, way before my time. I don't really know enough about his stats or who he fought or what the boxing world was back in 1936, by the way, Joseph. But I would be shocked if Sugar Ray Robinson is not on your list. Hopefully it is. Hopefully he's in your top 5, but I don't think he is.
No, because Sugar Ray Robinson wasn't a heavyweight champion, you dumbass.
Or was he, Joseph? Were you there, Joseph? Were you there?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
God. Number 2. Now, this is where people are going to start getting upset. You ready for number 2?
Yes.
Michael Moore. No, I'm just playing.
Right. Holy Moses, Joseph.
Number 2, the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali.
Wait a second, Joseph. I got to stop you here. I'm getting...
Hold on. Let me explain. Hold on. 56-5, 3-time heavyweight champion, gold medal in the light heavyweight division in 1960. Was was presented the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005, President George W. Bush. Some will say he's the greatest boxer to ever live. Some will say he's the greatest heavyweight champion to ever live.
But
I'm
not
saying, I'm saying he's number two.
Joseph, that puts tremendous pressure on whoever is your number one. And we already know that it isn't Mike Tyson, leaving only Butterbean to be your number one.
But what your take on Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad Ali should be your number one. And I would have said Mike Tyson should be number two. And it could go either way with those two. But
I totally disagree with you. This list is 100% accurate. I think this list beats all the other lists. But why would you say Muhammad Ali should be number one?
because of his record, his longevity, his fighting skill, his stance, his notoriety, his civil rights activism. The guy was
we don't go by what he did outside the ring. We go by what he did inside the ring. And so you said his record. We got people on here like Jack Dixie, who 68 wins, 6 losses. George Foreman 76 wins, 5 losses. Joe Louis 66 wins, 3 losses. Let's go. Jack Johnson 70 wins, 11 losses. Those records are more impressive than 56 and 5. The only reason why he got number 2 is because he was the first time ever 3-time heavyweight champion. He's beaten some of the greats like Ken Norton. He's beaten Sonny Liston. He's beaten who else? Joe Frazier. I mean, he deserves to be number 2. He deserves to be number 1. However, if you want to go based on record, he should be in the top 10. That's your words, not mine.
All right, Joseph. I'm eagerly awaiting your number 1 pick.
Oh, this is simple. This is real simple.
Everybody
knows who number 1 is.
Michael Moore, not the fat guy who makes movies.
Number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
The one and only Rocky Marciano. Retired undefeated as heavyweight champion. Enough said.
Is that really your pick, or are you just messing with me?
No, Rocky Marciano, number 1.
You should be trying to get people to subscribe to your page, not ban it. Yeah, Rocky Marciano, he was all right. They named him after Rocky Balboa, I hear. That's good, but I don't think it was.
Whoa. Just all right. He was undefeated, Rafael. Nobody could beat him.
Because there was nobody around who bothered to learn how to box at that time. What year is this, Joseph?
Oh my God. He beat Joe Louis.
What year was this that he beat Joe Louis? Do you have that in your note?
Joe Louis was out of his prime when he fought Joe Louis.
1894?
It was like in the 50s, 40s, wow. 50s.
Okay.
I think he died in the 60s at a plane crash.
Rocky Marciano's your number 1, leaving Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali in the dust, especially Mike Tyson. Now, let me ask you this. Your dream fight, what would your dream fight be? If you could go back and intermingle these boxers to have one championship card, what would it be? Heavyweight fight.
All right, hold that thought. My earpiece fell out. Hold that thought.
So if you could have your dream heavyweight fight, who would it be? What would be on that card?
My dream heavyweight championship match?
Yes.
It's everybody's dream. Probably Muhammad Ali versus Rocky Marciano.
Not Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali, Joseph.
I think Ali could beat Tyson.
Why would you even think that, Joseph?
Because Ali's got the height, he's got the reach, and he
has the power that Tyson had, and Tyson was significantly faster, I would say.
He didn't have the power. Muhammad Ali was knocking motherfuckers out.
Yeah, but so was Mike Tyson with one freaking punch 10 seconds into the fight.
But technically, if you really want to go into there, Who was he really fighting in the 80s?
Who was Rocky Marciano fighting in the 50s?
A lot of great people.
No, he wasn't. There were no great people. They
And
would
there
take
was I didn't.
him, give him boxing gloves and tell him to
You
go and
better
get knocked off.
you better go to Wikipedia and learn your boxing.
I would love to have seen, and this is a fight that could have happened, but it never did, was Tua versus Mike Tyson. I think Tua in his prime could have been a decent match for Tyson in his prime, but it never happened.
Tua.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Or Foreman versus Klitschko.
Samoan or whatever.
Either one of the brothers.
The dream. Who?
George Foreman versus one of the Klitschko brothers.
Well, the dream match was always Vladimir Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis, but he ended up fighting his brother, and his brother was beating Lennox Lewis. Actually, it was Lennox Lewis' last fight, and the only reason why Lennox Lewis escaped that fight because Klitschko had a cut right there, and it was so bad, it was gruesome. They had to stop the fight, and Lennox Lewis, but that was Lennox Lewis' very last fight.
Mm.
But the dream fight was always Vladimir Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis, and that never happened. Mike Tyson, we got Mike Tyson and Holyfield finally, but we really wanted to see that in 1992 before he went to prison. Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano was a dream fight. It finally happened, but Joe Louis was so past his prime that it was kind of sad. Larry Holmes and Mike Tyson would have been a dream match, even though it did happen in 87, 88, and Mike Tyson, one of the gruesome knockouts ever in the history of boxing. Mike Tyson knocked him out. It was gruesome. I thought Larry Holmes was dead. But that could have happened in 1981. Who's to say Larry Holmes couldn't have won? There's a lot of dream matches, but we're never going to get to see.
Joseph, who would you say is the best heavyweight right now in boxing? Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Who do you got?
2 months ago, I would have said Wilder. But Tyson, I think, well, hold on. You know what? There's rumor going around that Tyson Fury cheated in that fight. Because
How so?
They say that his glove, his glove was, they took some of that stuff out of his glove. And
What
you can
stuff
see
out?
in the pictures, the padding.
Are you saying Tyson Fury installed?
There's no way that Tyson Fury could beat Wilder. And I had money on Wilder. Tyson Fury is just slow. And Wilder, he's an Alabama guy. So Alabama people out here know how to fight. Second, I just, when it's the third fight, I hope they check their gloves. That's all I got to say.
I hear you, Joseph. Once again, I'm sure the thousands and thousands of fans around the world who are listening to your list and aren't throwing up are going to be sending you emails, Joseph. Very angry emails. They're probably going to threaten your life over this cockamamie list of yours where Mike is number 6.
Hey, are you coming back to Earth next week?
Possibly, Joseph. I'm trying to pencil that in now. I got 2 more galaxies to visit, and then I'm going to come right back home.
All right. So you may be in space. You may be back on Earth. Where are you going to be? What's going to be the list for next week?
That's a good question. I have more pressing matters to tend to right now, Joseph. So I'm going to let you take charge of that next week's list while I go murder somebody.
You want me to go ahead and decide right now?
If you can.
All right. Let's do another wrestling list.
Oh, great. I'm sure people would love to hear your secondary wrestling list.
But this wrestling list, you know what? You're going to do.
Well, I mean, I think I gave you my wrestling list while you were giving me your wrestling
No,
list.
it's going to be a different wrestling list.
Okay.
Top 10. Top 10. Top 10 WWE superstars of all time.
Now,
They had to wrestle in the WWE.
now
So
technically,
it can't be Sting. Well, Sting technically wrestled in the WWE, so I guess it could.
right? But there goes your list out of the window right there.
Well,
You Moses.
top 10 WWE superstars of all time.
Okay. All right. I'll give you my.
Because you're a New Yorker. You're from New York. That's all you watch. See, I watch all the other wrestling. You watch just WWE. So, top 10 of all time. Rafael, that's your list. And I'm telling you right now, if Hulk Hogan is not number one, I'm going to hang up on you.
Mhm.
I'm just going to tell you right now, Hulk Hogan, number one. I want to know who's number 2 through 10.
What about the Ultimate Warrior? What about Bret Hart?
Both those guys could be on the list. Yes. They should be on the list.
I will have my people look into it and come up with a list.
All right. So I'll see you next week.
Yes. I'm going to have Dr. Fauci himself work on this.
I'll catch you later, man.
All right, man. Be good. Stay out of trouble.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Here at Carolyn's Treasures, you can design your own belts. Alabama's my favorite team! Roll Tide! We don't like Auburn around here, but if you do, we will make you one of our Auburn Championship belts. Ooh, yeah, this is heavy. Don't forget our championship wings! Best deals on anything. Daddy, this is really heavy.